Funding provided by
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
by Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Welcome to downtown Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where today we're handing out 5 championship trophies with the Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union inside the Alliant Energy Powerhouse, the 5A. The 4A championship trophies have been handed out, and now we move to Class 3A. West Liberty Comets at 39-4, the 4 seed, coming off a huge win, knocking off the #1 team in the state in a 5-set thriller in the semifinals. And West Delaware, the #2 seed, 42-5 overall. A very experienced veteran team. I'm Eric Braley. This is Coach Kathy Bresnahan, over 20 years coaching high school volleyball. Coach Brez, why are you excited for this 3A battle?
You got the Cinderellas coming that want to be part of the dance, and then you got the veterans that have been here. They were playing in the championship game last year. It's going to be 2 worlds colliding.
Let's introduce you to these 2 teams battling for the 3A title. And first, here is West Liberty, 10th trip to state. Junior Monica Morales averages 6.2 digs per set. She is one of the best, if not the best, back row specialists in all of Class 3A. And senior Macy Daufeld, a Drake University commit. She's been doing it her entire career, tied for the best in Iowa in all classes, over 1,500 career kills. She's looking to carry her team all the way to that state championship.
She's capable. You know, she's capable of saying to that team, get on my shoulders, I'll take you there. And she's got great defense behind her. So her teammates are going to play lights out defense.
All right, let's take a look at West Delaware, 14th trip to state. Last year, 2020, they were runners-up actually in Class 4A, moving down to Class 3A this year. That experience is huge. They're led by junior Olivia Schulte and seniors Carly Smith and Ella Kolak. This is a team that's on a mission because they didn't get what they set out for last year, did they?
No, they did not. They came up short in that championship match, and I think they thought last year they should have won it. Sometimes you need that kind of wake-up call, see what it feels like to come back and do it the following year.
Time to introduce you to our public address announcer, Tim Fitzpatrick, to introduce our teams here in Class 3A.
Time to meet our teams. First, please welcome to the floor, the West Liberty Comets. And now, please welcome the West Delaware Hawks. And it's now time to introduce the players and coaches for today's 3A championship. First of all, the West Liberty Comets. Here are your non-starters. Number 2, Gabby Morales. Number 3, Riley Goodale. Number 5, Mackenzie Akers. Number 6, Magali Keevy. Number 8, Allie Harned. Number 11, Kylie Struck. Number 12, Riley Hahn. And number 13, Lainey Esmoil. Your assistant coaches, Brittany Buffelli and Andrea Martinez. And now, here are your starters for the Comets of West Liberty. A freshman, number 4, Sophie Bicey. A freshman, number 7, Ava Morrison. A senior, number 9, Macy Dawfeld. A sophomore, number 14. A junior, number 10, Brooklyn Bicey. A sophomore, number 14, Malin Wainwright. And a senior, number 15, Miley Henderson. Your libero, a junior, number 17, Monica Morales. Head coach for the West Liberty Comets, Ruben Galvan. And now let's meet the West Delaware Hawks. Here are your non-starters. Number 2, Juliet Weber. Number 5, Haley Baskey. Number 6, Gracie Lynch. Number 8, Olivia Halverson. Number 11, Peyton Welcher. Number 13, Susie Funky. And number 14, Sydney Demmer. Your assistant coaches, Shay Putz, Jenny Voss, Cassie Devlin, and Carly Demmer. And now, here are your starters for the West Delaware Hawks. A senior, number 1, Carly Smith. A senior, number 3, JC Breeze. A senior, number 7, Kayla Felton. Junior, number 9, Olivia Schulte. Junior, number 10, Allie Demmer. A freshman, number 12, Brooke Krobman. Your libero, a senior, number 4, Ella Kolak. Head coach for the Hawks of West Delaware, Brett Mather. Now, please turn your attention to the area in front of the scorer's table as I introduce your officials for this 3A championship. Your first referee, Vince Workman. Second referee, Brittany Kennan. Line judges, John Becker and Mark Royer. All right, who's ready for championship volleyball?
Let's look at the West Liberty keys to a championship match, Coach Brez.
You know, they need to block out the scenery. I know they did great yesterday, upsetting Davenport Assumption. Block out the scenery. The championship game's a whole different ball game, and then win the long rallies. They can play defense all day, frustrate Delaware when their big hits don't go down.
Here now are your West Delaware keys to this championship 3A match.
Set the tone. Act like you've been here. You know, that confidence, that swag down the court. And then I want them to have some offensive diversity. They run fast, but let's find some third and fourth hitters besides Schulte and Breeze. Let's find one more hitter for sure that the team can depend on, and that's going to be your recipe for success.
Thank you, Coach Kathy Bresnahan, for those keys to the match. And thank you to the city of Cedar Rapids for rolling out the pink carpet for us, for the fans, for the student athletes, the coaches. Look at those buildings. This was last night, leading into the championship Thursday. It's amazing inside the arena, but the whole city embraces this.
Cedar Rapids is always throwing out the pink carpet and made teams feel special. And the Girls Athletic Union just keeps adding more and more things to make the day special. I just love it.
All right.
Huge credit to everyone with the city as well as the Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union to making this as special of a memory and moment as possible. Here's the opening serve, and the 3A match is officially underway. West Delaware and West Liberty. The final match of the 3A season. An attack air sails out of bounds going sideline to sideline. The Comets.
And Dawfeld's not going to have many of those. I mean, the ball that passed from the libero came back over her shoulder. It's just kind of a hard swing. That's where you got to have confidence. Some of the other hitters set it across courts. You have a better angle.
Quick throw over the net there in the middle. It's returned and blocked, and West Delaware gets the point. Let's go.
Kayla Felton, great job closing that block off. She's not that big tall a kid, 5'6" is what they have her listed. And she starts off the match with the solo block. That's kind of fun.
Felton on the year averaging about a block per set. Good hustle, scrappy defense in the back row, but they can't get there. And West Delaware, what a statement right out of the gates to jump on top. 3-0, and they're scoring in a variety of fashion.
Right, and they're running their fast offense, and you wonder if the difference in the teams that they've seen is going to factor into this. I think West Delaware's probably played some bigger schools, although West Liberty's gotten to a lot of good tournaments, so.
West Liberty looking for a side out. They're the team in blue, but the team celebrating is West Delaware.
That's a freshman.
Better of a start than that, and it's not just those juniors and senior upperclassmen we talked about contributing to this hot start.
Well, exactly, and it's smart plays put a freshman and put her on the right side, take the responsibility off her shoulder. There's Dogfall. That's what we've waited to see.
Let's go to our net camera and see.
Great approach.
Dogfall heading to the University of Drake, and her numbers she's posted 70 kills in 8 sets through the first 2 matches at the state tournament. She had 33 in West Liberty's first round sweep of Mount Vernon on Tuesday, then tallied 37 against 11 airs and 93 swings as the Comets advanced to the finals yesterday.
You know, she just looks like she's having fun out there. The set was coming and she was already smiling. But if I could hit like that, I'd be smiling when I saw stud coming too, I guess.
She had an idea of what was going, took it right down the line, and now the Comets trailed just by 2. Quickly returning, and that's a big kill by Allie Demmer, the junior middle hitter, who comes in with a very high kill efficiency, over 360 on the season.
You can't run a faster offense than that on serve receive. That was just absolutely perfect from start to end.
Good pass. Now the back set. Looking to return this one is West Delaware. Set to the outside. Down goes the hammer.
She's as good as advertised. That was amazing elevation. She's going to have a nice career at the next level. Sometimes you see big stats by smaller school players and you think, no, she could play for any large school in the state.
Committed to Drake University early on in her high school career. Drake's doing some big things in the Missouri Valley Conference, and I'm sure their coaching staff's just excited to add her to the roster next year. An attack air falling away on the attack. It's now 6-3, early going of this first set.
You know, and after both their errors, hitting errors this early part of the match, she just smiled and said, kind of laughed it off, and you think, it just seems like a good kid, you know what I mean?
Flush it and move on.
She's got at least 3 or 4 kills, first trip across the net in this set. And now this is where you got to see them capitalize. She's in the back court. I know they set her back there, but it's not the same.
She's a threat anywhere on the court, but potentially less effective not playing next to the net. 6-4, trying to get the middles involved a little bit here. Now West Delaware tips it to the far sideline. Good swing off the hands. Little roll shot, diving in with the head first save is Morales.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my chips going anywhere near Morales.
Morales saves that point and then gets the kill. The 5'4" junior libero. That's her 14th kill of the season, but just a heads-up play.
It sure was. And then you like when,
2 contacts, the lift called. And don't blink now, but we're all tied up at 6-all. That shows some resiliency in a team getting down a hole, trailing by 4 points.
Yep. It's early on. Neither team's in flow yet. But both these teams have started out as hot as anybody has already today. They're throwing caution to the wind.
We've seen some good rallies. Little miscommunication, but the Comets save it. The swing Kind of ricochets
nice
over.
drive.
And attack air gives West Delaware the point and the side out.
Doppel got it up. Vicey almost got it over, but that's just a bang-bang reaction play. Came up a little short.
Here's the serve for Kayla Felton, the senior DS. Big time play in the middle. It's a quick hit in offense. And JC Breeze, the senior middle hitter, gets the kill. She was second most on the team in that category on the season.
Perfect timing between setter and hitter. That was just beautiful.
That one, the line official said it hit the court. And that's one of those bang-bang plays.
And Ruben's not afraid to get after the officials a little bit if he doesn't like the calls. I think he might have had a little bit of a meltdown there if they wouldn't have called that.
West Liberty Comets head coach Ruben Galvin. West Delaware is coached by Brett Mather. We will take you inside the huddles throughout the championship match to hear what the coaches are saying during future timeouts. West Delaware gets the point, a lift called, and a couple miscues giving West Delaware the advantage here on a mini run.
I like that call. I thought she really kept it in her hands a long time before she pushed it over. It looked to me to be a throw.
Here's Vask with the serve. The Comets looking to return it. Ball pops up high over the net. In system, options down for the point. When you get a good pass, you get a good set, it's like clockwork, and that's usually the end result.
And Schulte's her leading hitter. And she's not a tall player, but she is so athletic, and she elevates and sees the court very well.
First to double digits is West Delaware. Forcing it through the block, tooling it out of bounds, and Vicey with another kill.
Nice looking freshman on the outside there.
No fear.
Yeah.
Two sets of hands right in front of her. She said, I'm going to drive this ball right through it.
She's only 5'6". She's like, I don't care, I'm a freshman.
Miss contact on the serve, a service error. And if you're starting to add some service errors and some hitting errors, that's really the difference in this set so far.
And Coach Mather felt that in order to assert themselves in this match, they had to serve West Liberty tough and take them out of their offense, especially when Doppel was in front court. That's exactly what they're talking about. Perfect pass off service. I think Brett wants a harder serve than that or better zone serving.
There is Coach looking on as West Liberty 39-4 overall. 10th trip to the state tournament. Comets were state champions in 1998. It's been a while, and they feel they have one of the best players in the state, and the timing is everything for this special group of student athletes. Their team motto is together.
I like that.
Good block at the net. West Delaware collects it, and then a hit into the net, mistiming the jump and the contact with Krogman.
Well, you got a couple things happening here. Hitters aren't transitioning right now for West Delaware, meaning they're not getting off the net and transitioning from defense. And they keep setting the ball to the same spot. Got to mix it up. There you go. Something different.
No block.
There was no blocker. Everybody was on the outside.
Wide open opportunity. You
Great
see the set right on the money and drilling it down to the hardwood for the kill. That's Olivia Schulte. Service air. So right now the Comets have tied it up at a dozen. In the rotation, going back to serve, is Riley Goodale.
Set was too low, but they were able to dig that back out. They were lucky there.
Off the hands.
Huh.
Little push.
Good spot.
No one was back in the corner, but a great hustle to keep it alive, but it still results in a point for the Comets.
Great kill, great court awareness.
the vision to understand I don't have to hit this ball hard.
Exactly.
I just gotta push it over there.
It's not as much fun looking as far as getting the crowd involved when you bury one down inside this 10-foot line, but the point is a point.
Morales playing really strong here. An attack air as the attack goes deep.
That's an over-the-shoulder pass again. That's so hard to get.
Here's the review, and it was definitely deep by a couple of lengths. 13-13. Not the best pass, didn't have a lot of options, so she just dumped it over. An athletic play by Brooklyn Bicey, the setter. Blasting it to the back row. Good save. To the outside, blocked. Standing down ball. Here's West Delaware. Another
Nice
great
job.
up. Tip over the block. Great rally. Who's gonna get the point? West Delaware.
West Delaware, note to self, do not tip near Morales. Holy cow.
Vacuum.
She
is
is.
everywhere.
They call her Kirby.
There's this radius of balls that are in her zone, and her radius is one of the most impressive out of any libero and DS in the state. That ball had a lot of firepower.
Ella Collar did a great job getting it up. And that's just a reaction, because that ball's probably coming about 73, 75 miles an hour.
Dowfeld wrapping up a stellar volleyball career. Her 5.9 kills per set is tied for second best in the state, leads all of 3A. Outside, let's go to the net cam for the replay to see that replay.
Even with her timing off on the block, she still had enough reach to push that ball down. And the wherewithal to stay out of the net.
Blasting that one for another kill. This one's gonna go right down to the wire, isn't it?
Well, Delaware's got to figure out how to get Dowfield, slow her down a little bit.
So what do?
You either serve at her or you tip at her, keep balls going at her so she can't transition, get that big, huge approach jump she has.
Here she is from the back row, and she still gets a kill. That's an impact player right there, folks. Where is number 9? Getting a kill that far off the net. The 10-foot line.
You know, that's a tough set for the setter, to be honest with you, to set it so she can take off behind the 10-foot line, and she's actually hitting about the 4 or 5 foot area.
The battle at Class 3A.
There you go.
Point for West Liberty. 2 contacts, 2 touches, the call from our top official. This is the replay.
Who did they say at the double hit?
I would assume the
setter?
I did not see it. Finding a perfect open spot on that sideline. And it's now 17-16. Tip.
Now, once again, I would tip every ball towards Dowfield if I could swing away at it. Frustrate her on defense, tire her out on defense. Do whatever you can to get her, slow her down mentally. Right now, she's smiling. She's having the time of her life, and she should be.
Look at the emotion.
Yep.
Leading. West Liberty by 2. Here's Bicey to serve. Comets get the point. Great placement, and again, West Liberty just not having anyone in position really to get that ball.
And once again, it's Bicey's area. I'm sorry, Dowfield's area, and they're just, I think, going to start working her.
There's the pass. The set to the outside. Here's West Delaware. Again, they came up short last year in 2020 in Class 4A, made it all the way to the championship match, finish with runner-up status. That's been fueling them all season long. But West Liberty gets that point and is inching closer and closer. We have not had a timeout yet, as the coaches are really letting them play and fight and work through some things in this opening set.
Well, yeah, that was Ava Morrison, the freshman, putting that block up. You just got a, nice job there, freshman. And it's an invaluable experience for these young kids to come in and contribute and play at this level.
Morrison has played in 88 sets on the season, but she has not played on a championship match, the freshman for West Liberty. 19-17 our score. Off the hands, played well in the back row. Block. A couple of defenders high above the net there, and it's a nice block down for the point.
Yeah, those two girls set that block. Demmer and Olivia Schulte really did a nice job of closing that block. Because of the angle the hitter was coming in, they knew where the ball had to go, and they closed it off.
Demmer had 44 blocks this season. Well, that's a pretty good time to dial up that serve to tie this thing up at 19-all. It's going to be every point is magnified here as we head on down the home stretch of this opening set.
Nice up, Dolphin.
Patiently working through things that got deflected back. And West Liberty unable to play it off the net.
Thought Ruben might want to talk to him, but he's going to let it go a little bit more.
1 point separating these two teams. Into the net. The service ace was great. The service air hurts, but it definitely helps West Liberty with the side out.
Well, you see what the side out did, though, right?
Yep. Now with the rotation, keep an eye on number 9, Macy Doutfeld.
Yep. Now the rotation matchup favors West Liberty.
Deep hit. That one might have sailed out, but played anyway into the net, and West Liberty stringing a run together here. It was 2019 in favor of the Hawks, and now it's 21-20 in favor of the Comets.
And how about this calm, cool freshman back there serving? State championship doesn't matter to me.
Cannot imagine.
I'm going to serve it right where Coach asked me to.
Sophie Bicey with the serve, the block and celebration,
nice,
but it's kept alive. And it's in! Holy buckets!
Boy, that was huge. Morrison, freshman coming up big.
No fear, right on the line. A 2-point lead for West Liberty.
Hey,
let's listen to Coach Ruben Galvin.
Okay, get you to your defensive spot and then react once the ball comes to you. Do not overreact, okay? They're not powerful, but they're going to be placing you, trying to get you out of position, okay? Back row, you're killing it right now, okay? You got to keep doing that. Front row, you see the opening, you got to turn that thumb in so you can hit against the block, okay? Let's go, right here. Keep it going.
That's head coach Ruben Galvin. We appreciate the head coaches letting us put a microphone on him so we can let you, the viewers tuning in to our broadcast, get a little perspective. And I thought what he said was right on the money.
Absolutely.
Hey, back row, you're killing it. Yeah,
yep.
They are.
Yep, absolutely.
22-20. West Delaware using their first timeout. Looking for a side out here. West Liberty wants to just serve on out and take this first set. Bicey serving. A violation. 2 contacts again, the call by the official. And that's a couple of miscues when I mentioned every point, every play magnified here in the final minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are tough calls to have happen. Right at West Liberty, they're keeping the ball in play. They're making their serves.
West Delaware with the side out they needed.
Tight set.
See if they can get the points.
That tight set like that, if you're on the outside here, you can wipe it off out of bounds. When you're in the middle, it's really hard to do something with that.
Demmer having a nice performance so far with a couple of kills and blocks. But a quick side out, and we're heading back the other way. 24-21.
First set point.
They can sense it. The second and final timeout being called here by West Delaware right now. Here's Brett Mather talking with his team.
Hey, let's push for 1 point here. Let's give ourselves an opportunity, right? Push hard here. Wherever this game ends, doesn't matter, right? Let's push hard. Let's go.
Well, if you have 2 timeouts, you can't take them to the next set. Might as well use it. So he didn't really say much at that time, but a chance to collect themselves and understand where they are in this match here.
You can go, there's 2 ways you can approach it. You can do it just because you think your kids need to refocus, or you can give them some specifics and say, let's run this side out play, and then you secretly tell the setter who to set it to.
24-21. It was within a point or 2 all the way to about 21-20, and then that is when the Comets have just separated themselves and trying to finish the job here. Riley Morales, the serve.
Miscommunication.
Mishandled.
Kept it going though. That's not what you want to see. Great up.
Here's West Delaware. And that one is going to be a point for the Comets. We've played 1 set, and it's West Liberty coming out on top. We'll be back right after this. Hey, we're just getting going. The 3A championship match back in Cedar Rapids right after this.
Weather extremes across Iowa have grown in both scope and intensity. Aging infrastructure, coupled with limited financial resources, have crippled more than one town's ability to respond to prolonged drought. Several Iowa towns have watched their rural way of life dry up along with the opportunities that go with it. But some struggling communities are coming together to confront climate change and preserve their heritage and way of life.
Coming to Iowa PBS November 24th.
Make Wednesday night on PBS your destination for exploration, beginning with nature.
Across the Rockies, families are taking their first steps into the world.
Followed by Nova, Universe Revealed.
I think the big question on everyone's mind really is, are we alone?
And Secrets of the Dead.
You don't hear the word Hindenburg without thinking disaster.
Nature, Nova, and Secrets of the Dead.
Tune in or stream Wednesday at 7 p.m.
See more of Iowa PBS online. Follow Iowa PBS on Instagram. Connect with us on all our social networks at iowapbs.org/social.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger. Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes. Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
And we're back here in downtown Cedar Rapids, as that was a very entertaining opening set. 25-21 the final score. West Liberty and West Delaware, your thoughts on what we just witnessed there?
I love the spunt that West Liberty plays with. I mean, how can you not like that? And they just keep getting balls up, and Dawfield puts them back down.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights of what we just witnessed, as we saw a lot of this, and that is exactly what we expected as she leads Class 3A, one of the best hitters in the state, Macy Dowfeld, the senior outside hitter. But West Delaware, neck and neck right from the start as well.
Well, we saw West Delaware come out, run their fast offense, mix up their hitters, and they were really effective. I thought their missed serves took them out of the game.
They came at a very inopportune time for them.
I think it affected their momentum a little bit. We'll see how they handle it this next set coming up.
Great shot of the student sections. Isn't that what it's all about? School pride, community pride, having fun.
Oh my gosh, I have loved the students here. And they all have different themes. We got the white out here, we got tie-dye, neon over there.
Neon colors. We've seen it all. And we are not even at the halfway point. We still have the rest of 3A. Then we have all of the 2A championships and the 1A championship match tonight as well. Keep it tuned to Iowa PBS for this championship Thursday. Kathy Bresnahan and Eric Braley on the call as West Delaware trying to equalize this series, and West Liberty trying to pull ahead 2-0.
And that's, you know, smart. You got your leading hitter for your team. We need something to hang our hats on. Feed Olivia Schulte that very first ball, let her put away. You're going to see Liberty do the same thing.
So Schulte has 4 kills, and Doutfelt has 8 now. A reminder, as you see the replay there, Doutfelt had over 30 kills in the quarterfinal and semifinal. Those were played Tuesday and Wednesday. If she gets anywhere near that again today, that's just staggering stats for a 3-day period.
I can't believe she won't be up for Player of the Year honors for 3A.
Absolutely.
She's a special player.
West Delaware works it to the outside. Ball tip.
Oh,
you
dear.
can kick it. It's not soccer, but it's a legal play in the sport of volleyball. And let's explain that to our viewers that might say, well, hey, the officials missed something there.
No, but I mean, you get the 3 hits, and they used to be anything below the waist was illegal.
Yep.
But it is not anymore, and you'll see the soccer players especially stick those feet out.
Use any part of the body. You can't lift it, but you can use the body. It could be a kneecap, it could be a toe, it could be an elbow. You can use your head.
We've seen that happen this week.
We have. West Delaware leading 3-1.
That's a
and
tough
a
serve.
service ace. And head coach Ruben Galvin talking with the official there.
Of course he is.
Doing
Ruben's
what he
my
does.
buddy, but he's, Ruben is doing what Ruben does.
The game within the game. Set to the outside and right through the block, tooling it out of bounds for a point. She now has 9, number 9 with 9 kills here. Well, West Liberty has 2 freshmen and a sophomore in the starting lineup who've helped the team improve steadily as the season has progressed. And Coach Galvin said, our team chemistry is unbelievable. I've been coaching 25 years. I've never seen a team that cared for each other this much. And I think just from an outsider's perspective, when you have arguably the best player in the state trying to lead the way, she has to do a lot of things from that senior leadership perspective to embrace the whole team effort.
Well, especially so often there's divisiveness when you have a superstar, and I think these kids are just, you know, thrilled that she's having such a good year, and they take ownership of it.
How about that improvement, though, from the freshmen and sophomores that aren't really playing like underclassmen to get the team to this state? Because just yesterday, West Liberty knocked off the #1 team in 5 sets.
And you know what? Freshmen today aren't the same as they were 20 years ago because they play so much club ball. But you're talking about 14 and 15-year-old kids, and the composure playing for a state championship. They're holding together really well and thriving right now.
A 5-3 score here in the second set. If you're just joining our broadcast, congratulations goes out to Pleasant Valley as they won the 5A title over Cedar Falls 3-0. And in 4A, it was Western Dubuque over Waverly in 3 sets. Here at Class 3A, it's the Hawks and the Comets, West Liberty and West Delaware battling things out. Here's the replay of how West Delaware.
And that's a freshman there on the right side for West Delaware. And we got some young kids on both sides of the net here, and they're really producing for their teams.
Halverson and Krogman doing a tremendous job for West Delaware in that starting role as freshmen. Another point, and you can tell body language and everything that West Liberty is not taking the foot off the gas right now, because they know if they give West Delaware an opening, if they give them an inch, West Delaware is going to take advantage.
Yeah, and West Delaware, I think, looks surprised at how this match has gone so far. You know, But it's only, volleyball is so funny. They only need to run about 3 points in a row, and all of a sudden, their whole body language changes.
It's all about momentum, and momentum can change just like that. 7-4. In blue is West Liberty. And the Hawks get the point, now doubling up the Comets, 8-4 here. Getting settled in. Set to the outside, little give and go action. Near side swing, roll shot off the block. Big spot, and another kill for Olivia Schulte, the junior.
But I think you're seeing, once again, this set, now they're going back to serving, you know, Duffield and tipping at her and hitting at her. I think that would be my main focus, every ball to her.
The largest lead of West Delaware, 9-4. Let's go inside West Liberty's huddle.
At least 4 that we could dig the ball up, and we're moving as they're hitting. It's hard to dig, ladies, okay? Because they're not hitting hard, they're placing the ball. So you gotta be settled, disciplined, and go from there. Hitters, find the angle, okay? Find the angle. Let's go.
It's hard to make adjustments on defense if you're not set and moving the wrong way. It's hard to change direction. Ruben wants them stopped, on contact, and then read it.
If you look at West Liberty's season to date and what they've been able to accomplish, 39-4. And in this tournament, West Liberty had Mount Vernon. West Liberty came in number 4 ranked team. They defeated Mount Vernon 3-0. Then West Liberty defeated the number 1 team, Assumption, in a 5-set thriller last night. And only losses this year was versus Wilton on October 14th.
Another
Wilton
state tournament team.
On September 30th, another loss to Wilton. And then one other loss, who was it? Western Dubuque on October 2nd.
So their only losses have been to state tournament teams.
Yeah.
And one was state champion.
For West Delaware in the driver's seat here in the second set, trying to tie it up. They come into this tournament 42-5, ranked number 2. Good block at the net to get the point. Their losses are against Mount Vernon, Dowling Catholic, Marion, and Dyke New Hartford this season.
Good teams. Was there even one in there that wasn't at state this year? I don't think so.
So really tough schedules for these 3A teams, playing up a couple levels, and also Dyke, New Hartford. We'll talk about them, as they might be one of the best teams in the entire state at that 2A level with the resume they put together this year.
When you knew it was going to be trouble when those young kids, they had so many babies on the court last year to win it.
Yeah,
like, don't give them a taste of this yet. The rest of the state's in trouble if you got Dyke New Hartford babies thinking they can do this every year.
They are pretty
Formidable.
amazing
yeah,
to watch.
They are. Then you got great coaching, of course.
Yeah, 2A should be great, and then at 1A as well. Some outstanding volleyball left to go, but Kathy, what in the world is happening right here? 13-4. This is not the same West Liberty team that just won 25-21.
Well, you got Duffield in the backcourt, and they fed her a couple of times, but they blocked one and she hit one out of bounds. I said last time, they had to score while Duffield was in the backcourt.
Yeah.
They need a bigger lead than even this if they want to feel secure, but my heavens, they need three more side outs to get her back front court. This is where
it's going to take a little while, and
Yep.
right now, if you're the
just so you don't miss serves when she's back court.
those are the opportunities.
Right.
Those are the times. Great one-handed save. Almost flew into our camera operator. The hustle, the effort to get that, but it's still West Delaware pushing through and getting the point. 5 kills now for number 3, J.C. Breeze.
And that
senior
wasn't
middle
even an
hitter.
easy set to hit. It was a very low set, and she controlled it, got the point. Yeah, West Liberty's out of sync right now from serve receive, and don't tip at Morales.
And this is the type of thing that even if West Liberty can't win this second set because they've dug such a deep hole, you got to get some momentum heading in the third set. What a play. And there it is, the side out that West Liberty desperately needed.
Miley Henderson really came through there for him. She cut the hit back across her left shoulder, and nobody was blocking there.
Henderson, the 5'8" senior middle hitter. On the season, 128 kills. Third best in that category for her team. Ball dribbles over the net. Miscommunication, so she just bumps it over.
Nice defense back there.
Trying that slide, the timing off, and here comes the Comets. The Comets now stringing some points together, pulling it now to single digits.
Still looks like a lot, though.
Yeah, it's a mountain to climb.
It is. It's tough to do.
Brooklyn Bicey serving. Gets a good pass. Off the hands. Good up again by guess who?
I'd like to see West Delaware hitters transition a little bit better.
So explain that.
They're blocking, and then a lot of times they're not getting off the net. It's a lot of work to block and come right off and make it approach with the purpose. They're only going off of like 1 or 2 steps, and they're just really, literally just standing and jumping.
Yep. And if you are wanting to be a fast tempo team, those transitions.
You got to transition with purpose.
Work in the middle. That one's going to go down as Demmer, the 5'10" junior middle hitter. Let's go to our net camera.
Great set. Different spot on the net that they've been setting very often. And that's what you just got to do. Keep your blockers guessing and moving.
A service air is the side out and a free point, and the lead back to double digits, inching closer to the 25-point mark. And a substitution. And now a chance to serve for Akers. The junior DS puts her fist to it. Pops it up. Standing attack. Back row attack. Someone's in the net. The Comets get the point as West Delaware, and that's hard to do when you're trying to play so tight to the net to stay completely off the net.
Well, I just enjoyed that series because both teams were where they needed to be, standing on defense, and kids were executing and performing their job. It was fun to watch. There you go.
Right down as they attacked. And now Demmer seems to be one of the go-to targets for West Delaware in this offense. West Delaware last year in the state finals. That team was young, that team was inexperienced, said senior setter Carly Smith. This year we came back knowing what it is all about, and we have to give it our all. Let's listen inside the West Delaware huddle with Brett Mather, the head coach.
Yep. All right, hey, middle back on this rotation, kind of stay neutral, okay? Stay neutral for the opening swing here. 10 is dead, right? 10 is dead, but watch that breadbasket on an overset here. Hey, keep pushing the entire game, right? We're staying engaged pretty dang good right now, right? And it's scoring points for us. Continue to stay engaged the entire game, okay? That's all we do. Play as hard as we can. Breeze, that tempo on those quicks, I think we can stay in the middle on these guys a lot. You know what I mean? Unless we need to spread court for more of a decoy, if you get that ball to 1, it's money. It's going to score every time, okay? Hey, keep pushing here.
He's reminding his team that number 10, the setter for West Liberty, is back court. He doesn't want his kids' blockers jumping with her. And then he wants his team to continue to get zone 1, which is the other team's service area. He thinks that's open on defense for their swing. So very technical.
Yep.
And it's always fun for me to listen when coaches are
strategy.
technical. Yeah.
What I like is to hear that and then watch and see how his team responds.
Exactly.
Do they listen and go out and execute? And a service ace. dialed up right there.
Or you watch where coaches are saying to serve, and these kids don't come anywhere near it.
Well, he also said work those middles, number one. Well, he's not talking about setting number one. Number one is a setter. He's talking about getting the middles involved. And now you have to have a good pass to work to really set those middles, don't you?
If you establish your middle attack, that really frees up both sides, your front pin hitters. So I think you'd like to see the middles had some nice swings. We just said that about the last couple points for them was out of the middle right there, but that's a too low of a set.
Into a block, deflects back to West Liberty's side, and Morrison is there. Trying to get a run together here are the Comets, but shutting the door.
Freshman.
21-8.
So freshman Krogman really set that block at 6'2" or whatever she is. She's a tall block back over there.
21-8. You're watching the 3A championship match here on Iowa PBS.
We'll see Brooke Krogman go to the middle next year. You always start them on the right side until they get used to the pace of varsity, and then throw them in the middle and let them go to work.
That's pretty standard.
Yep.
The official stops the play. 2 contacts, 2 touches the call. And West Liberty's going to have some work to do. I mean, they can start with a clean slate, and they're tied 1-1 heading into the third.
But you want a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's get it up to 15. Let's run like 5 or 6 points. I'm sorry, West Delaware is probably going to win this set, but let's get a run on them right now.
Demmer with another stuff. The timing, the extension of those long arms and hands. Here it is again.
Nice block.
Good luck hitting it through that.
But you know what? West Liberty went through this yesterday. Up and down and up and down, and you're playing the top-ranked team in the state.
Yeah, it was 25-23, 23-25, 19-25, 25-23, and then 16-14. West Liberty over number 1 Davenport Assumption. Not only did it go 5, it ended 16-14 in the 5th.
Boy, we had some long overtime games yesterday, 32-30, and boy, teams just did not lay down. They were trying desperately to get into these championship matches.
So much on the line, and now it is set point for West Delaware, who's been in control right from the start here in the second set.
Oh.
In the net called against West Liberty's Macy Dowfeld, and that is how the second set ends. So the first one went West Liberty's way, 25-21. This one, this was called a no-doubter. West Delaware.
This was a blowout, and I don't think that's going to get in their heads too much.
25-9 the score. Here's that last point. We'll be back with more right after this. This is Iowa PBS.
The best journalism is that which builds communities.
We're on deadline, ready to put it on the page.
I get real uptight about deadlines. Son Tom Cohen, our reporter, lives the job.
We've always operated at the break-even point.
$7.
The newspaper not being around terrifies me.
Readers decide our future, not any branch of government.
Coming to Iowa PBS November 15th.
This concert firmly set New York City on course to become the diverse and vibrant center for the arts it is today.
Martin Scorsese tells the story of a performance that made history, and after nearly 200 years is recreated.
This place is just breathing stories and lives long forgotten.
The Oratorio, a documentary with Martin Scorsese.
Tune in or stream Friday at 8:30 p.m.
Coming to Iowa PBS, a journey inside the historic buildings of Iowa's first capital, Iowa City. Stories of culture, history, and gridiron grandeur intertwined with the structures that still remain. Join us for an unparalleled tour of awe-inspiring architecture and soaring aerial perspectives. Historic Buildings of Iowa, Iowa City. only on Iowa PBS.
Coming November 29th.
Sit up straight.
25-21, West Liberty wins the first. 25-9, West Delaware wins the second. Coach Kathy Bresnahan and Eric Braley welcoming you back to the broadcast. And really, not much went the way of West Liberty in that one. Was it mistakes on their side, or was it just West Delaware saying, hey, we just lost that opening set. We got to take this thing over and play our style of volleyball?
West Delaware played it to perfection. They sent every ball at the top player for West Liberty. Let's go after Dahlfeld. You never heard about her at all on offense.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights. And really, you'll see, as expected, most of these are highlights for the Hawks. A couple early on, but when you're held to single digits, as Dahlfeld really below her kill per set total as well in that.
Exactly. I mean, they controlled that set. They asserted their will. And we'll see what happens coming right out of the gate.
How do teams, how do individuals respond to adversity?
Exactly.
And right now it's a clean slate, 1-1. We're right where we started with the tied match and everything on the line. Demmer with the kill, and it's 1-0 Hawks, picking up right where they left off.
That was what Delaware wanted to do right off the bat. And we need to see if West Liberty can get a side out here fairly quickly. And it might be right here. No, great up back there.
Kept alive there by Kolak, who's had a tremendous tournament. The libero just sails out of bounds. Great idea to attack that corner. How close was it? Let's look at the replay.
A little bit. Another ball width.
Nice
Tough
drop
shots.
serve there.
Line shots are hard to do.
Set off just a little bit. They're going to go back and try this thing again. The attack off the hands. And now the overpass.
Here comes a free ball play. Everybody's quick. One-on-one blockers. Good defense.
Off the hands again. They're doing a great job so far here. Macy Dahlfeld.
If she tipped the next ball, no one's going to be anywhere near it.
Blockers jumping with her. That's going to be a point, and the Comets are on the board. Dahlfeld now with 11 kills. You talked about when you're the best player on your team, when you're the senior leader, how the composure can kind of ripple and your teammates feel off that. And she was loose in that first set.
Exactly. And she's got a freshman blocking across from her. I mean, that's not an easy task for a freshman.
Well, that's not Dahlfeld, but that's another
Malin
great
Wainwright,
play.
great job.
Malin Wainwright, she's a 6-foot sophomore middle hitter.
And it's smart. Bicey's got to keep other people involved or they're not going to stay engaged in the offense. They're just going to think, well, it's not going to come to me, so why do I care?
That one's down for the kill.
Demmer's had a nice match.
Demmer breaks the tie. Her 8th kill. Well, for West Liberty, this is regular season stats. Total kills, 556 for Dahlfeld, 193 for Bicey, and 128 for Henderson, and 100 for Wainwright. So clearly there's that disparity and the drop-off there, but there's still many active teammates who are capable of getting that offensive firepower going. Comets get another point.
Kolak and her defensive teammates are just playing lights out back there for West Delaware. But the blockers have to get a hand on Dahlfeld's hits. You can't let her just keep pounding the ball like that.
Morales, the junior, with the serve. Attack from the back row. Right at the net, into the net. It wasn't blocked, but that intimidation factor certainly was there, and it's 4-3 Comets. This is more what we expected.
They're back and forth, back and forth. I don't think there's any clear-cut favorite going into this, and the teams are playing equally as well.
Blocked down for the point, and momentum is officially swinging back in the favor of West Liberty now.
Which is nice, because as a coach, you never know how your team is going to react after just getting it handed to you. And his team responded, and that's exactly what you want.
West Delaware. Good swing. That one might have gone deep and out of bounds, but West Delaware played it anyway, just to be safe. Whistle of maybe 2 contacts the call. Yes, it was. The official is all over the ball handling in this championship match.
He's a good official, and he's a friend of mine. He calls them tighter. He calls a tighter game, but then you adjust. You know what I mean? We're not going to get by with this tonight, in this match today, like we would in club season.
Tooling it out of bounds, going right at the block, and 13 kills if you're keeping track at home for Macy Daufelt. Back row for the Comets. Look at that. 7-4. West Liberty with the lead.
Nice run by the Comets.
They were runners-up in 2015 when Macy's older sister, Haley Daufelt, was one of the top attackers.
I'll be darned.
So knowing that a young Macy was watching her older sister, planted a seed, the desire.
We've had a lot of younger sisters today.
We do.
We had Mahi, Cedar, and we've had Ruff, whose mom was a coach at PV, and her sisters all played. It's kind of fun to see these families of girls all playing and having this experience, shared experience of being at the state tournament.
Well, West Liberty, 2 sets of sisters, the Bices and the Morales, and 3 cousins are on the team as well. So when you say it's like a family, well,
it is. They're all related.
It is a family.
Body language, laughing, a lot more relaxed on the West Liberty side.
Well, looking up at the scoreboard and understanding, we're tied 1-1 in the series, and a tight one here on the scoreboard in the 3rd set, 7-6. Tip, recovered, good transition. Off the hands, and
nice
the Comets get the point again.
Miley Henderson, great job over there.
Henderson doing a lot of things, a lot of the little things that have a big impact.
And they're not necessarily the things that get your names in the headlines. She's doing the grunt work that keeps your team in the match. Touching the block, getting some solo blocks, keeping the ball in play on offense. That's what you got to do.
In the net called against West Delaware. On the attack, that miscue will give the Comets another point here and keep the serve with them.
From our angle, we couldn't see if it was a good call or not. I'm going to assume it was.
The best of the best officials, as voted by the coaches across the state, get to officiate all the matches here, quarterfinals, semis, and championship match.
You know, Henderson's affecting their hitters enough that they're trying to go around her and changing their swings. She's making a huge impact right now in the front court.
I knew she was a special player, but I didn't think that she would have that big of an impact.
Well, she has this series.
Right down the line. Olivia Schulte, the junior 5'7", outside hitter. The side out makes it 10-7.
And you know, she's our leading hitter.
And a service ace. So a couple of miscues defensively there by the Comets.
Her name much. We're not hearing Alexa's name much, and I think they need to get her more, or Olivia, get her more involved.
There's the pass. The set right into a block. And West Delaware Hawks get the point. 2 touches again the call. Coach Ruben Galvin arguing that that was not the case. Quick set middle, tipped. Good idea to go to that sideline.
It was open.
Wide open, just punched it a little too hard. High fives from the coach. Battling. Championship on the line. Akers.
That was a great set.
Sails out of bounds. The set was there. A lot of options above the net for Demmer. She hit it out of bounds.
Game of inches.
It really is.
She went to the right spot. She did everything right except finish the play.
Akers with the service there. It's now 12-10. It was West Liberty winning the first set 25-21. And 25-9 was the score in the second set. Middle swing, popped up and unable to advance it over. Really applying that pressure is West Liberty here on the offensive end.
A nice job by Wainwright. You just said you got to have these other kids, when they have the opportunity, step up with their swings and contribute to this victory that they hope to attain.
That one's in. Really close, right in front of Coach Ruben Galvin, and the bench grabs the paint and the side out.
And that's where Demmer tried to go before. This time her set was over a little bit further and she had more of the court to work with.
Deep on the attack air. It's always interesting for me to watch the first 5 minutes and just see how they're feeling each other out. And then a team gets on a run, a little momentum, then a team tries to battle back. And now we're settling in here, aren't we? We're over halfway through the third set. And now they know a lot about each other.
And neither team is asserting themselves right now. It's back and forth. They're both doing some good little things. We're going to see who starts doing the big things. They can put this set away.
14-12 Comets leading the Hawks. Through the block. Two blockers were there. It did not matter. Another kill.
I think Kaylin can hit over Brooklyn Bicey. I don't think she has to go line like she was pushing before. I think she can hit right through her. And she's got enough height advantage, reach.
The senior. 15-13 now. That crowd here trying to make an impact. We saw in the first set, it was loud, it was electric, and then that not much to cheer about in that second set. But now is when the third set's kind of hanging in the balance.
Well, now you see in the semifinals, the two crowds are opposite each other.
Yeah.
And then that's when they really get going. They can't really hardly see each other this way.
They're kind of side by side, not across from each other in the Alliant Energy Powerhouse Arena. There they are, the neon color and the all-white whiteout, cheering on their fellow classmates. Great effort. Now the free ball over the net. West Delaware has it, just kind of punches it over. That one will drop. Heads up play. And the point for Miley Henderson, the 5'8" senior.
Great job finding that open spot for her tip. Her team needed that. That was a big point. Oh boy.
Into the net. Would love to have that one back. Again, she's a special player because she plays all the way around in the rotation. There's a lot of amazing hitters that we've seen over the years that, yeah, they're great, but you cannot put them in the back row.
Right.
Because they can't pass their liability to the team. Not the case with Macy.
When you got to think, too, is think how many swings Delfield has taken this week.
That's
a lot. And now you're talking, after long 5 sets yesterday, You have to be young and in great shape.
Do you know how many she had on Tuesday? 93.
Okay, and yesterday?
I'll look that up, but it has to be because it went 5 around that number, right?
I know one year with the Kennedy semifinal, Jessica Gerke for us had 136 swings.
Oh, my.
And had nothing the next day in the championship against Ankeny. You know, that just takes a lot out of your arm.
Big swing there. Can't finish, though. The ball hung on the net and popped back. 4 contacts the call. And West Liberty now trails by 2, and here's the timeout, West Liberty. And Ruben Galvin understands where they are in this pivotal 3rd set. Let's go inside West Delaware's huddle and listen in.
We've got 4, 15, and 10 right now. So 10's hot here. Be ready for her to get involved. You're middle back now, right? So keep reading corner to corner on this here. You've done it all year long there. Smith, keep pushing those sets out there. When we are out there, we're golden, okay? Don't be afraid here. You're hot right now, right? Okay, don't be afraid to run that slide in this rotation. Your front row, don't be afraid to run that here. Real quick play, stay in that middle, okay? Hey, continue to play fractions of seconds here. All right, be ready for overset, be ready for push ball. Keep pushing, keep pushing.
You know, another thing, too, is West Delaware is not hurting themselves.
They really aren't.
They haven't missed a single serve, I don't think, this set, or very few if they have. I don't want to jinx them here, but not the unforced hitting errors that we saw in that first set where they lost.
That was the difference.
Right.
I mean, losing by 4, there were a number, more than 4 times that they had some major miscues happening. Well, the timeout was called by West Liberty, and their team responded, getting the point.
And that was a nice swing by freshman Sophie Bicey. There was no letting up. She just put what she had into it. You like seeing young players come through.
Service error, that one wasn't close. And now, an opportunity for the Hawks here. Again, West Delaware, last year's state runner-up, dropped down to Class 3A this season. Hoping to bring the school's 2nd state championship. It's their 14th team to the state tournament. Regular season co-champs, the Wamak East. Led by first-team all-conference selections, Carly Smith, Ella Kolak, and Olivia Schulte. That one's down for the kill. Going right into the heart of that defense. Schulte now. 9 kills.
Quietly adding to her total. I mean, that's what she's been doing all year. She knows she's a senior. She knows what it takes. She played in this match last year.
20-18, played a 25 win by 2. Series tied 1 set apiece. Great
Nice
up again by Kolak, the libero, the senior for West Delaware. Now she'll play the role of setter. Perfect. To the outside, tip, and it works. Caught him off guard a little bit.
You know, and the blocker got a hand on it. It's almost if you're better off letting it go.
Because your help is on right behind you.
Rolls down to the front of you, and no one can have a chance to get to it.
21-18. Quick set middle. Off the hands, 4 contacts the call. And the run continues. Momentum officially on West Delaware's side.
And that's the first time I've seen a triple block by West Delaware.
Do you like that strategy?
If it was Dowfield, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go inside West Liberty's huddle as they trail 22-18.
Those are coming up in the front row. We got to get a side out right here, okay? Who's front row? Ava, why don't you come into to the middle? You go right side on that, okay?
We can bring Sophie outside. We can stack left too.
Yes, go ahead and do that. Okay, yeah, okay? But we got to get a pass right here, okay? We got to get a pass. Okay, let's go.
a bad coach telling his kids what to run. It takes the pressure off of them. They're going to have one of the players come into the middle swinging and one go around the backside. At least it's off your setter. Coach is owning it, saying, let's run this. Side out, he wants Melissa in the front court. Get the side out, it's a new game.
His demeanor never changes.
No.
I mean, he's just...
Whether you're up or down, it's about the same, yeah.
Congrats to West Liberty, having a great year. Superintendent Sean Kruger, Athletic Director Adam Loria, out of the River Valley Conference. 37-4 record in the regular season, but right now trailing. And another point. The attack air gives West Delaware the point. Now it's 23-18.
That's a big point.
Carly Smith doing a tremendous job for West Delaware. She's serving and into the net. Another attack air. Here's the replay from our camera mounted right above the net. 24-18. West Delaware 1 point away from going up in the series for the first time at 2-1.
Krogman, nice up again. She's just playing, I'm sorry, Kolak.
Kolak, the libero.
Yeah, she is just playing lights out back there.
She understands this is her last volleyball match in high school, the senior. Giving it her all. Wants to go out on top. Almost dropped down, but a good up there by Morales.
Kolak, just automatic. Perfect platform every time. Her arms, where she has them.
Technique, fundamentals.
And it was her again.
The point to West Liberty. That thing took about a minute or two to decide who got that point.
Oh, yeah.
In the net.
In the net.
Demmer. And now it's West Liberty back against the wall. And a lift call, so two miscues right after each other. It's now 24-19 and a timeout called by West Delaware. They need just one more point. Let's go inside the huddle for West Delaware.
Dead, pass her off, we're good here. Run a 31 on this ball here, okay? You can get it where you want to, okay? That's fine, either one you want. Don't feel like you have to go here. If you get pushed way over, don't be afraid to throw that thing back, okay? Brooke, if you get a big high set, I want you to tip this thing in the breadbasket, okay? Then when we get on that backside, swing it towards that one, okay? Now, if you get a tight set, we might have to do something a little bit different, okay? Hey, push here, come on.
He's an outstanding coach. Brett Mather, 28 years coaching, and he collected his 900th career win this season. He's led the Hawks to all 14 of the school's state tournament appearances.
Yeah, Brett's a good coach. He's a good guy. You're in a good spot here. You just need one side out. This is where you got to stay aggressive.
There it is.
Yep.
Making something out of that opportunity. And after dropping the first set 21-25, they win 25-9 and 25-20. We'll be back with the fourth set between West Delaware and West Liberty for this Class 3A title here on Iowa PBS.
On the Mallorca Files.
Just get carried away sometimes.
An opera singer is murdered.
The knife penetrated the voice box. Ironic, no?
Max and Miranda think the victim's fortune was a motive.
As his widow, you now inherit everything.
But there were no witnesses.
Over 100 people had the opportunity to murder Castañar.
So they'll have to get creative to find answers. The Mallorca Files.
Tune in or stream Saturday at 10 p.m.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
They are the sacred sextet of silliness.
Polyperiod, wake up!
Join some of the great comic influencers of our time to celebrate Monty Python's best bits.
Coming to Iowa PBS November 20th.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
An entertaining third set, but West Delaware wins it 25-20. They pulled away at the end and now lead 2-1. Eric Braley and Coach Kathy Bresnahan welcoming you back inside the arena here. And now it's go time as the first team to win 3 sets is the 3A champion. And some things to work on their side of the net right here.
West Delaware just made it easier for themselves. They're set to go. They have one set to get it, but they can't forget what got them there. They've been spreading the ball out. They're getting the balls up. Playing great defense, and they're making Dahlfeld work so hard on every point, both sides of the net.
Let's take a look at some of those highlights from that third set where it was neck and neck for most of it. But then at the very end, West Delaware pulled away. You can see it's not just 1, 2, or 3 players on either team. We're seeing good hustle and hard work in the back row. Some great sets. That's a tough set right there, right on the money. And then the final points. Let's take a look at the stats here. 10 more kills for West Delaware. More assists, 3 more digs, a half more block. But with it 2-1, the only thing that West Liberty needs to know is if they want to be the state champion, they have to win this 4th set.
Exactly, and they weren't missing serves and having hitting errors last set, and they just plugged away. They did exactly what they needed to do, bring home a championship.
Centerline violation against West Liberty. The Comets with the miscue right out of the gates, and West Delaware gets the point.
Play methodical, play clean volleyball, and that'll be their ticket to win this whole thing. West Liberty's just got to keep pushing, find some other kids to deliver besides Dahlfeld. She looks tired, like her legs are tired, her arms got to be tired. She's really, really played hard this whole week.
There she is in the back row. Was it touched?
They said it was.
And so the point puts the Comets on the board. They went right into the block. And now serving is Sophie Bicey. Just a freshman. Line drive serve. Blocked at the net and celebration again.
It was really a single block over there, so that was a great read by Dahlfeld.
Well, a reminder, West Liberty, how did they get to this championship match? Well, they closed out strong against Mount Vernon, 28-26, 26-24, and 25-21 in the Class 3A state quarterfinal match on Tuesday. West Liberty fought off a pair of set points in the second and rallied from a 16-10 deficit in the third to secure the sweep. And then yesterday, they won in 5 sets over #1 Davenport Assumption in a 5-set thriller. As you see exactly how close that call was. They won 25-23, 23-25, 19-25, 25-23, and 16-14 to knock off the #1 team in Class 3A yesterday. So a lot of effort Tuesday and Wednesday just to get to this point. And now here's when it matters most in this 4th must-win set.
This is where you got to find that extra tank of gas. Every team is tired, every player is tired. Find that reserve. This is where your training comes in. It can't be something you think about. It's got to be something just natural. What's my platform? Where do I go on defense? What's open for me offensively? You've trained hard since beginning of August. You just got to put to use. Let it go on autopilot when you need to.
Both teams battle-tested, playing rigorous schedules prior to this state tournament. Here's the replay. The set was there and knocking it down for another kill. 16 so far today. It's a fast offense, but Dowfeld knew exactly where it was going.
Right, and the problem is you can't let her get this involved this early in a set. She's had 2 solo blocks, and she's had about 3 kills, and she's been pretty quiet for 2 sets. You better stop setting the ball across from her and move things around a little bit.
Yeah, out of the 6 points, a couple blocks, a couple of kills.
And then a couple service errors.
It's now 6-3, the team that needs to win in a must-win situation is playing like it so far. Monica Morales, she plays with a fire. Good serve.
Grade up. Sophie Beiser, freshman, good job.
I thought that West Delaware might be able to take control of the fact that West Liberty was out of system, but good play at the net again.
Yeah, I would not be setting across from Dowfield right now if I was West Delaware. Run your offense somewhere else. You're just feeling her fire, and you don't want to do that.
Net violation, this one goes against West Liberty. Alverson will check in, number 8. She's the freshman DS. On the season, she's had a number of aces.
And she's got another one right there.
How about that? Right on the money.
You called it, man. You know, and her team needed that.
A little spark
yep.
Coming off the bench and delivering an ace. Back set in good attack. West Liberty, they're wearing the blue uniform tops. Won the first set 25-21, but have dropped the last 2. Which is surprising when you see plays like that.
Exactly.
Is the replay.
She has such a good vertical.
And now she's in the back row serving for her team. Big play, well designed, quick hitting, and it results in a fast side out.
You know, they've had some success with that play, and this was a great speed for the set. She hit her every opportunity to get the ball down, and she didn't.
Back row swing. Here's West Delaware, near side. Good up, middle, over the block, one-handed
Nice
save. Little tip.
That was a huge up by Caleb Felton back there.
That one's gonna go in. Perfect placement from sideline to sideline.
Both teams, that was a very nice point.
To cut the ball at that angle. Here's Brooklyn Bicey to serve. Really good play. And that'll, oh my. Thought it was gonna drop down.
Heavens.
West Delaware. Calm, cool, collected. Now West Liberty on the attack, and it goes down for a point for West Delaware Hawks.
JC Breeze, that was a huge block.
Timing is everything.
Huge.
Perfect extension, the hands, the arms. West Delaware trying to win this 4th set. And if they do, they are your state champions in Class 3A. Long way from the end of this set, though.
We're creeping back in.
Can't get all the points at once. Right now, just 1 point separating these two teams. Back set. Will not drop down to the court.
Let's
Quick
speed
set.
it up here. Speed it up.
And we're tied 9 apiece.
I think West Delaware can run a little bit faster if they want.
So what the benefits?
It keeps their blockers of West Liberty's one-on-one, and it just keeps them guessing. You can do so much more when you're running fast. It doesn't give the defense time to set up.
Yeah.
That high outside pass, like you see all the colleges do, it drives me crazy. I guess we can talk about that tomorrow night's broadcast.
Timeout. 10-9 is the score. The Hawks have battled, dug themselves out of a hole. Let's hear what they're talking about inside their huddle.
15-10. Be ready for 9 on that backside here. 10's hot. So after we serve here, watch the 2 corners for a push shot. So read her shoulders as to what she's doing with that ball. Livy, okay, they're talking right there on that ball. Continue to push them out there. Way to spread the court, girl. Way to spread the court. That one shot's open still. I'm not saying force it there, okay? Stay engaged every single fraction, every single second, right? Continue to push tempo every opportunity. Otherwise, get in long rallies. Get in, here we go.
So you had Brett remind his team that the setter for West Liberty, Brooklyn Bicey, is front court. He's looking for her to attack it pretty soon because she has a lot of kills for the year.
We haven't seen much of the setters being offensive-minded here.
No, it's only on the overpass or the tight ball that's coming up and they turn and push. Both of them, I think, it's partly out of respect for the 2 liberos are so good. But there's some things those setters could be doing offensively since they're so comfortable doing it.
Well, Coach Mathers said they have the best hitter in the state on their team, in my opinion, and obviously we're going to try and put together a good plan. She's going to get her kills, but we have to respond on our side of the net, taking care of them first. Last year in the state finals, but that team was young and inexperienced. This year back knowing what it's all about, what it takes. Having been in this environment is huge. 10-9 the score. Another long rally between these 2 schools. West Liberty going to the back row, and it's a point. She hits at such a high angle and with such power that it's hard to play it defensively when she's in the back row there.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to read her if you're that front court blocker. They have had some success blocking that backcourt attack. But you're not going to shut her down every time.
How about a service ace? Mackenzie Akers, the junior DS, dials that one up at the right time.
Akers says, I want to play 5. I'll get you a couple more here.
Putting her team in a good position. Again, must-win situation for West Liberty here in the 4th. West Delaware with the side out.
When you pass that perfect of a ball and serve receive, you saw the blockers go with the middle that was coming in quick. Outside didn't have to do much. He had no blockers. So that was a perfect pass by West Delaware. Of a tough serve. That was a tough serve.
Passing, passing, passing. So important in the sport of volleyball. Back row swing again. Same result.
That was a big swing. That was a big-time play.
Closing in on 20 kills here in this 3A championship match. She has 19. Remember, she has over 1,500 career kills. Cut it a little too much and goes out of bounds on the sideline. A reminder, last year, Osage proved their #1 seed as they topped Mount Vernon in the 3A championship game. It was Osage Green Devils' first state championship in volleyball, and they stopped the Mustangs of Mount Vernon in 3 sets, 25-6, 25-17, 25-20. And the alternate team captain, Danielle Johnson, led the way for Osage with 16 kills and 15 digs.
And Mount Vernon was the defending state champion, so that was a big win for Osage last year.
Now in 2021, who will hoist the 3A championship trophy and bring it back to their community? Little too much. Long on the serve. And substitution in the lineup, it's Riley Morales.
I think we'll see in the next 3 points who's going to take control of this set.
Right at the halfway point. Service air followed by service air.
The ultimate sin. Never follow up.
Okay, I thought there's 3 or 4 rules.
After a timeout.
Never.
Never. But after the other team just missed, you got all the mo going, and underhand serve, put over the net. Wow.
Power down for the point again, tied at 14.
That was a huge swing.
There you see the communication by their leader, Macy Dowfeld.
Poor Kolick, that went right off the side of her head. That's gotta hurt.
She's one of the MVPs of the day so far for
sure
West
is.
Delaware, and tough as nails too, apparently.
That's a nice swing by that freshman. You see her come in, she's going right up against Southfield, and she hit across court. That's a nice play.
Great camera angle there, and a huge shout out to our crew working hard.
They always do a great job.
5 broadcasts. It's a full day for Iowa PBS and Iowa PBS Sports Division. 15-15. This thing might go to 42-40 before we decide who wins this 4th set, unless one team can find a way to pull away. Another service air, though. Mercy.
No one's taking control right now, are
Nope.
they?
The opportunity is there.
Now, the last couple sets, this is the rotation where
Dowfeld's in the back row.
West Delaware came through and got some big points, so let's see. And built a lead that they could hold on to.
Well, if you're going point for point, if you get a 2 or 3 point run and then continue going point for point, you're in business. There's 1 point for the Hawks of West Delaware.
I think they need at least an 8-point lead before Dowfield comes back to the front court.
West Delaware Superintendent Dr. Kristen Rickey, Athletic Director Matt Weiss, and then of course Brett Mather. 912 career wins, over 900 at his current school. Celebration continues, and here's that mini run we were looking for, one of these teams to make. The replay on the net cam.
Miss Liberty was hoping there was a touch. The official said no, it was out of bounds, hit the antenna.
Roll shot.
So I think they'd much rather dig those than her front court.
Coach Kathy Bresnahan and Eric Rayleigh on the call here for this 3A championship match. And the Hawks continue to soar, leading now by 4 in the 4th.
Timeout, West Liberty.
West Liberty using their 2nd and final timeout. Let's go inside their huddle with head coach Ruben Galvin.
You're giving them any free points. I don't think the last 10 points, I don't think they've earned 8 of them. Okay? Hey, everybody have fun out there. Have fun. You're fine. We're down 4 right here. Let's go.
Have fun. That's the point, right? That's why we're here. And right now, this is a pivotal time where if you want to force that 5th set, you got to do it sooner than later.
Exactly. West Delaware cannot miss a serve right now. Minimize those just unforced errors if they want to close this out. You want that championship, put the ball in play.
Student section having fun. Here's the serve, did not miss the serve. Almost a service ace.
So they're going to get a free ball. Let's see if they bring everybody fast.
In
and
system, they go fast hitting.
Nice up, Felton.
Little tip to the outside. Off the hands and another point. 20, 15, and the Hawks of West Delaware are now within 5 points.
You know, and this is a time for Olivia Schulte to shine. I mean, she's done it all year. Your front court, be the person your team can take to the end.
It's been a while since West Liberty has scored a point. There it is, a miscue against West Delaware. And now it's the opportunity for West Liberty to string a run together.
A little swinging. Carly Smith getting a little bit aggressive on that block.
That's out of bounds. The attack air. And now 2 consecutive points. Pull the Comets within 3. There's the Comets student section. West Delaware in control here. Waiting for the play to develop. It'll go from the back row.
Ball down.
A little miscommunication by the Comets. The side out. And it's now a 4-point advantage. Haley Vasky, the junior DS, to serve for West Delaware.
Got a front court setter for West Delaware. Let's see if she goes for one of those attacks here.
Last year's state runner-up, West Delaware. Feeling
Showed
pretty good.
I guess the coach called it, huh?
Yeah. You know what's happening with this game.
It was time for her to do one.
It's kind of like lulling your opponent to sleep, not expecting it, and then boom.
Oh my gosh,
comes at
what
a
a
perfect
serve.
time. It just dropped right down in front. Dowfelt couldn't handle it. A 6-point advantage, and now 2 points away from...
The air came right on that ball. That dropped like crazy. Oh my gosh, you guys.
And now a service air, deep and out of bounds, giving life to the Comets. West Liberty 39-4 overall. Knocked off the #1 team in 5 sets yesterday in the semis. West Delaware.
They don't need life support yet, but they need to get a couple points here. There you go. That's exactly what you need.
2 contacts called against West Delaware.
West Delaware, get your side out, and you'll get this championship point.
Not a good pass. Could result in an ace. You bet it is.
Good job, West Liberty, making it fun.
An entertaining, wild finish to this 4th set. 23-20 is our score. Let's go inside the West Delaware huddle.
Ball, because I'm pretty much coming at you, but you want it. I know you do. You got this ball. Bloody lip and all. You got it. All right? Hey, Demmer, if we get that, what are we running here? 1. Don't be afraid to take that thing to the 1 there. Okay, Libby? That's a great line shot. We just missed it there. Hey, confidence. Want the ball, right? Come on.
Who's got the bloody lip?
I bet Coley. Remember I said she had that ball off the side of her head?
Well, he's been saying push, push, push. And now it's time to push, push, push. 23-20. Now it's getting loud and rowdy in here. Service air!
Oh,
and that brings
kid.
up championship point for the Hawks at 24-20.
No one feels worse, Mackenzie Akers. It's all right, kid. You're going to have more of those.
24-20 championship point for West Delaware.
I didn't think that was going over the nets. An ace serve.
An ace serve is how this 3A championship comes to an end. And West Delaware is your 3A champion here in 2021.
Nice job, West Delaware. Both teams played hard, West Delaware got out of their heads a little bit and got the job done. Congrats, Coach Mathers, Coach Boots. Well done.
West Liberty won the first set 25-21, and then it was all West Delaware winning 25-9, 25-20, and 25-20. They are your champion after finishing runner-up last year in Class 4A. Great sportsmanship, and congratulations to all your 3A qualifying teams: Davenport Assumption, Des Moines Christian, Mount Vernon, Unity Christian, Sheldon, and Sergeant Bluff Lutton. But of course, to West Liberty, your state runner-up, and West Delaware, your state champion. We will crown the all-tournament team, hand out the trophies, and a programming note, remember, we still have the 2A and the 1A championships still to go here on Iowa PBS Live from Cedar Rapids.
Always tears. Even if you win, when you get in that locker room, you know you're taking that uniform off for the last time. I don't care what level you are, it hits home when you're a senior and you take that uniform off.
High School Athletic Union Board of Directors. Gene Berger, Jim Bamer, Jenny Donalds, Travis Fleshner, and Russ Adams. Presenting awards to the 2021 Class 3A All-Tournament team is John Sanbothy, Field Service Manager for Iowa Farm Bureau. Volleyball fans, here is your 2021 Class 3A All-Tournament team. From West Delaware, Carly Smith. From West Liberty, Sophie Bicey. From Sergeant Bluff Luton, Emma Sulker. From Davenport Assumption, Ava Schubert. From Davenport Assumption, Bree Gardner. From West Delaware, Olivia Schulte. And your Class 3A All-Tournament team captain, from West Liberty, Macy Daufeld.
No doubt, that's my vote for the team captain. Even though she doesn't come up with the team championship, she deserves that award.
Every once in a while you'll see that, and it's just to honor that an explosive player that really was holy cow, the top player, I think, in 3A, if not some of the other divisions as well.
Congratulations to all the members of the 3A All-Tournament team. Tremendous seasons, and thank you for your hard work and dedication to the sport of volleyball. It's been entertaining to follow your careers here. Some more trophies to hand out as we go to the state runner-up and state championship trophies.
Fans, now presenting your Class 3A runner-up, the West Liberty Comets and head coach Ruben Galvan.
That's still an awful nice trophy to put in your trophy case.
2021 Class 3A champions, Coach Brett Mather on the Hawks of West Delaware.
one of the nicest ones in the trophy case at West Liberty. That's a beautiful trophy. Be proud, young woman.
West Liberty and West Delaware, thank you for an entertaining Class 3A championship match. West Liberty finishes 39-5 overall. West Delaware, last year state runners-up, this year state champions. Congratulations, ladies. Job well done. We'll be back with the Class 2A championship match after a little break. Stick around to Iowa PBS all day long for championship coverage. Next up, it's the Wolfpack and the Wolverines.
Funding provided by...
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
By Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.